Hi everyone, Tim from Discovery Travel with this week's 3 reasons. This week I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why you should book a non-stop flight. Before we get into the reasons though, I want to make sure everybody knows the difference between a non-stop flight and a direct flight. For an example, I'm going to use a flight from Chicago to Cancun. With a non-stop flight, you'll board in Chicago, you'll fly directly to Cancun, 3.5 to 4 hour flight, and you're there. With a direct flight, you'll board in Chicago. You could stop in Houston, for instance. You'll stay on the plane. Some passengers will get off. Some new passengers will get on. That same plane will continue on to Cancun. That's considered a direct flight. You do not get off the plane. So one reason you would book a nonstop flight is less travel time. So in our first instance for the nonstop flight, that flight time was 3 hours and 40 minutes. In the direct flight, that flight time, because it made the stop in Houston, was increased from 3 hours and 40 minutes to 6 hours and 20 minutes. So there's a lot less travel time involved with a nonstop flight. Number 2 reason is no chance of missing a connection. If that flight wasn't a direct flight, say it was a connecting flight in Houston, where you actually had to get off the plane, if your plane was delayed arriving in Houston, you stand a chance, depending on how well you booked it, of missing your connecting flight. Maybe you have to go to a different gate, more than likely, maybe even a different terminal. But if you can't make that connecting flight, then you've got problems. You got to deal with the airline trying to get you a new flight. Hopefully it wasn't the last flight of the day. You're going to spend the night in the airport, or at least have to find a hotel, get up early the next morning to find the next flight. So it's a big hassle. That's if you miss it. Number 3 kind of goes along with connections too, is your luggage. There's a lot less chance that you'll be separated from your luggage if you book a nonstop flight. The more connections you have, the more times you switch planes, the higher probability that your luggage isn't going to make it on that next plane, on that next leg. So I'm sure everyone has, if you travel much, everyone's experienced that at one time or another. So that's this week's 3 reasons. Please comment below with your reasons why you book a nonstop flight, or your experiences, either good or bad, with booking a nonstop, direct, or connecting flights. Whether you've missed a connection, whether you had good luck and made them all the time. Just please share your experiences below, and we'll see you again next week.